Hello everybody, Literature for Life here, bringing you guys a brand new video. So it's been a while since I've covered card news, and I'm sorry for that. They keep only like releasing one card at a time. And I don't cover a single card. If they only like release a card, I won't cover it because there's plenty of people who are dedicated to doing that on YouTube, and I don't know. I just don't feel like I can cram a 10-minute conversation on one card. Anyway, so that being said, Duelist Pack, what is this? Duelist, the 5th deck in the Legend Duelist. So this is Legend Duelist 3. Legendary Duelist 3 is looking to be really, really freaking cool. It's got Cyber Dragons, it's got Blue Eyes and all that, and unlike the others, it's focusing on 5 instead of 6 archetypes, which is interesting. But more so than that, I like this because now you can also give more the archetypes more support. It was only like 2 decks got like 6 cards, 2 decks got like 3, and then about the other 4 decks got 3 total. So that was how they did it in the past. But also something really interesting is it's completely bucked the trend. And what I mean is that all the other Legendary Duelist decks were archetypes that were like super popular in Duel Links, which kind of made sense, you know, because it was kind of like based off of Duel Links. Like, hey, there's a Legendary Duelist in Duel Links, and they're trying to connect it there. But Legendary Duelist 3 has completely gotten rid of that trend and just kind of went with a different theme where they went with all their rivals, or at least most of them, because good old Chaz got support in the last in the last one, right? I think. Anyway, so I haven't really talked much about it, but what I am going to talk about is the Abyss Actor stuff. I'm a big fan of Abyss Actors. I think I did an archetype analysis and like 2 or 3 deck profiles on it. The deck is really, really cool. I really like it a lot, but it's one of those archetypes that got hurt hard by Master Rule 4, which is mostly due to the simple fact that their spells and stuff, you generally want to try and set them to fool your opponent to, you know, blow them up. So the deck also had to play a decent amount of traps so that your opponent was wanting to blow up your back row, you know, trying to play some mind game and stuff. But, well, with your pendulum zones and your back row now, you can't really do that too much. But, however, even more so than that, the deck always had one main issue, and that was the simple fact that if your opponent knew you were playing Abyss Actors, they weren't going to touch your back row of a 10-foot MST. You know? Well, this kind of fixes it. There's several cards in these new sets, well, in this new set that talks about it. Well, it kind of fixes that issue. And then I'm also going to talk about the final 4 cards from the other 4 archetypes in here. So let's get on to this. First and foremost, we got Abyss Actor Mellow Madonna. She is a level 7 Dark Fiend Pendulum Effect monster. 1800 attack, 2500 defense, a pendulum scale of 0. I am so happy they're finally doing this. Okay, more and more archetypes, pendulum archetypes, I mean, really needed super low and super high scales. You know, pendulum scale 0, pendulum scale 13. I really wish they would have experimented more with that before Arc V ended, but I digress. Of course, I also really wish they would have experimented more with extra pendulum monsters, but yeah, we didn't get that too much. So anyways, her pendulum effect is pretty simple. You can pay 1,000 life points, add 1 Abyss Actor pendulum monster from your deck to your hand. For the rest of the turn after activating this effect, you cannot special summon monsters except Abyss Actor pendulum monsters. Now, this is a really, really good effect. Very, very helpful. There's just one caveat, and that's the simple fact that you cannot summon anything except for Abyss Actors that turn, which means that if you're going to make Electromite, you're going to have to do it before you use this effect to search, which means you can totally screw over your plays, which means you really got to be careful about how you do everything. I don't like this, okay? With decks that do not have their own archetypal Link monster, and I don't think Abyss Actors are going to get one anytime soon, especially with Electromite running them around. It's going to be really hard to top that for an archetype. It just really is an annoying restriction. It's something that was very, very heavily prevalent in Arc V archetypes, and of course Abyss Actors are an Arc V archetype, and for some reason Konami wants to keep on with that annoying restriction. I get it. You have to put something on there. But you already have to pay 1,000 life points, and it's a hard once per turn. You can't, like, pop your Mellow Madonna, activate another one, do it again. No, you can't. So why the hell is this second line here. This should not be here. I don't like this. But, however, I cannot deny that this card is still amazing. And not even just for a pendulum effect. Her monster effect is also pretty darn good as well. If your pendulum monster is destroyed by battle, you can spell summon this card from your hand. This card gains 100 attack for each Abyss Script spell in your graveyard. Okay, cool, whatever. If you activate the effect of an Abyss Script spell card, you can spell summon one level 4 or lower Abyss Actor monster from your deck, but is returned to your hand during the end phase. So not only can she search out an Abyss Actor in the Pendulum scale, but she can also summon one from your deck just for the free activation cost of activating one of your Abyss Scripts, which you're going to want to do quite heavily. For those who don't know, Abyss Actors, they heavily rely on their Abyss Script and Abyss Prop spell cards to be able to just kind of go off and stuff. You got stuff that pops everything, you got stuff that gains new life points, and such. But, however, also all of their spells have another effect where if they're set and they're destroyed by your opponent's card effect, you get a bonus effect. And that is where the next dude comes in. Comic Relief, who combos really freaking well with Mellow Madonna here. So he's a level 3, 1000 attack, 2000 defense, pendulum scale of 8. You can target one, his pendulum effect is, you can target one monster your opponent controls and one Abyss Actor pendulum monster you control, switch control of those monsters, then destroy this card. So he's kind of like a creature swap in the spell and trap card zone. Really, really, really good card. Now then, with that being said, there's another reason, and honestly the main thing that makes it to where you're going to want to be targeting him with that effect. So his monster effect is battle damage you take due to this card battling becomes 0. During your standby phase, give control of this card to your opponent. Once per turn, if this card changes control, the original owner of this card can destroy one set spell, Abyss Script spell card in their spell and trap card zone. So unfortunately you can only pop Abyss Scripts, which means you cannot pop your Abyss Prop, what was it called? Something Wagon? Can't remember. So you can only pop your Abyss Scripts, but however, so you give this to your opponent, and then since he changed control, you get to pop one of your Abyss Scripts, and since he is now in control of your opponent, your spell treats it like, oh hey, that's an opponent's card effect. Cool. Okay, bonus effect time. So you pop your, like, I forget which one it is. It's the popper that destroys stuff. If that one's popped all face down, you get to add any 2 Abyss Scripts to your hand. Or is it Abyss Actor Pendulum monsters? Can't remember, but you get to add 2 something to your deck to your hand. And then there's the one that gains you 500 life points for every Abyss Actor on the field. If that one's destroyed while it's set, you get to draw cards until you have 5. It just goes on and on and on. So this is a really darn good card. Combos really well with Mellow Madonna, and I just freaking love it. It's a great card, something that the deck was in dire need of. Very, very helpful. But that's not even the, like, that's just the icing on the cake. There's an even more amazing card that lets you do even more shenanigans with destroying your own stuff. So I'm going to skip over Romantic Tower. I'll come back to that here in a second. And we're going to talk about Abyss Playhouse Fantastic Theater. So unfortunately it's not an Abyss script, so you can't search it out with like some of the stuff that searches out Abyss scripts. But it is a field spell, so you can search it out with terraforming and stuff. Until it inevitably gets hit to 1, but I digress. Well, you can still do it, but it's that 1. Anyways, so you can only use the first and second effects of Fantastic Theater once per turn. You can reveal 1 Abyss Actor Pendulum monster and 1 Abyss Script spell card from your hand. Add 1 Abyss Script spell card with a different name than the revealed spell from your deck to your hand. A free searching at the cost of just giving your opponent knowledge of cards you're just going to use here in a minute anyways. Really darn good effect. I freaking love it. And then, while you control a Pendulum Summoned Abyss Actor Pendulum monster, your opponent's activated monster effect becomes destroy 1 set spell or trap card your opponent controls. So, that is not an optional effect. That is a mandatory effect where once per turn, the first monster effect that your opponent activates, it becomes destroy 1 spell, set spell, or trap card your opponent controls. And this is amazing. Okay, not even just for destroying your Abyss Scripts, which will then, you know, trigger their effect to where you get to do something. But also you could do some shenanigans with like Waking the Dragon and a few other cards, artifacts, stuff like that. This allows for so much versatility with Abyss Actors to try out different builds of the deck, and I can't wait to sit down and really give it a go. This is really freaking good. I absolutely love it. It's search power and giving you free pluses off of destroying your Abyss script spells and traps. Great art too, which by the way, all of these have great art. I freaking love it. Comic Relief is ugly, but he's Comic Relief. He's supposed to be ugly. Mel Madonna, clearly gonna get that thigh censored, of course. I don't know though. Dark Magician Girl the Dragonite did not get her thigh censored, so who knows? Maybe she'll keep it. Anyway, so moving on. Abyss Script Romantic Teller. It's a quick play spell card. I think this is our first quick play Abyss Script. All the others are normal spells, or well, the Abyss Prop is a continuous spell. So yeah, oh yeah, and then there's one of the Abyss Scripts is also a continuous spell. So yeah, this is the first quick play spell card, if I remember correctly, for Abyss Scripts. So you can only activate one card of this card's name per turn. Return one Abyss Actor Pendulum monster you control to the hand, and if you do, special summon one Abyss Actor Pendulum monster with a different original name from your extra deck in defense position. Again, combos really well with the two new guys. Well, new guy, new girl. Really works well with those two new ones. And then this is where I was telling you how, like, oh, if they're set and destroyed, they get a bonus effect. So if this set card and its owner's control is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, and you have a face-up Abyss Actor Pendulum monster in your extra deck, that's what they all say, really. You can set any number of Abyss Script spell cards directly from your deck to your spell and trap zones. It's such a good effect. I love it. You just get to just plus for free. You're like, oh, you used a monster effect. Okay, Fantastic Theater replaces it as, oh, now you destroy one set spell or trap card your opponent controls instead of, I don't know, searching off a Stratos. So now, oh hey, you pop my Romantic Tower effect. I set 3 cards directly from my deck. This is a really good card. I love it. The art is adorable too. And then we got the Abyss Actor's Curtain Call. This is actually the second trap of the deck. The other one, Abyss Actor's Backstage, if I remember correctly is the name, was an amazing card that loads up your extra deck that is now hindered by, well, Master Rule 4. But I gotta say Abyss Actor's Curtain Call has pretty much trumped it in terms of versatility and usability. So you can only activate one card of this card's name per turn. Okay, pretty far for the course. If you activate an Abyss Script spell card's effect this turn, you cannot spell summon monsters for the rest of this turn except Abyss Actor Pendulum monsters, of course. Also add a number of Abyss Actor Pendulum monsters from your face-up extra deck to your hand, up to the number of Abyss Script spell cards in your graveyard. Notice how it does not say anything about different names. Really good there. Then you can spell summon a number of Abyss Actor Pendulum monsters with different names, up to the number of cards you added to your hand. This is basically a second Pendulum summon, but it gets them out of your extra deck into your hand, then summons them from your hand. This is how you get around the travesty of Master Rule 4. This is amazing. I love it. This is an amazing trap card for the deck. Okay? It's really just flat out amazing. I mean, of course, people are going to complain that, oh, it's a trap, so it's bad, it's slow. No, it's not, okay? This card is basically letting you do a pendulum summon during your opponent's turn, okay? Let's say you activate, I don't know, good old Romantic Tower, okay? You do your stuff with Romantic Tower. That, or heck, it doesn't even have to be that, okay? Let's say it gets destroyed by freaking, Comic Relief or something, or heck, or, you know, just destroyed by your opponent popping stuff in general. You can then, after you use the effect of Romantic Tower to play stuff in your back row, you can then activate Curtain Call, check how many Abyss Scripts are in your graveyard, counting Romantic Tower, more than likely, considering how often you want to use them, there's going to be 3 to 4 in there, okay? Add 3 to 4 different, well, not even different, named Abyss Actor Pendulum monsters into your hand, and then you can special summon 3 to 4 different named Abyss Actors from your hand. Really freaking amazing. Helps with the summoning stuff. If you do it during your opponent's turn, you can then, well, it's your turn now during your turn, and hey, you don't have to worry about that annoying summoning restriction. So now you can go and make your Electromagnet, you can go and make your Metaltron, you can go and make your other stuff, you can make your Saruja, whatever. Heck, oh my god, this works so well with Saruja. Add 4, special 4 during the end phase of your opponent's turn. Your turn, link for 4, go for Saruja. Be able to just pendulum summon 3 of the monsters you just put in your extra deck back. Really good card here. I don't know how many you're going to play. It's not searchable, yeah, it's not searchable. Unfortunately, Abyss actors do not have ways of searching out their traps, so I kind of feel like you kind of want to maximize on them just to be able to get to it easily and quickly. Also, it's implied due to the card art that this is all we're going to get in terms of Abyss actors, period, for a while, because that's all the Abyss actors released. Although I don't recognize this thing back here. That might just be a prop, though. I don't know. I really hope that this isn't the end of Abyss actors. They need a Link monster for their own. Maybe in, like, I don't know, the set after Cybernetic Horizon or something. Anyway, so moving on now. On to the 4 remaining cards. I know I haven't talked about any of the new Photon stuff, or Blue Eyes, or Cyber Dragon, or anything. But, however, overall, I think the Photon stuff is pretty cool. I don't think it's anything amazing. The Blue Eyes stuff is basically the same thing. It's kind of cool, but it's just there, really. Cyber Dragon stuff helps out a lot, but it's not anything really amazing. I really, honestly, out of all of the support in the set, Abyss actors and Black Wings turned out the best overall from this Duelist pack. So yeah, that's really interesting. Anyway, so the new stuff: Photon Orbital. Obviously, it's supposed to be Orbital 7, but he's going Photon, I guess. It kind of looks like he's short-circuiting. 500 attack, so he's machine dupable, which is pretty cool. Defense 2000. During your main phase, you can target 1 Photon or Galaxy monster you control. Equip this card from your hand or in your monster zone to that monster you control. It gains 500 attack and cannot be destroyed in battle. Okay, cool. It's just kind of there. But, however, even better, and wow, you can send this equipped card to the graveyard, add 1 Photon or Galaxy monster from your deck to your hand except himself. This is a really good effect, obviously. It's a bit annoying how you have to go through a bit of a hoop and a hurdle to be able to search off of his effect. It feels like a faster version of the Red Eyes equipped monster that searches out Red Eyes stuff. What is it called? Black Steel Dragon. Really good effect overall. Honestly, you're mainly playing it for the search effect. You can just equip it, send it right away. Photons and Galaxies have plenty of ways of searching, and this just is another one that feels pretty good. I don't know how much you're going to play in the deck. I got to test around with that. I freaking love Photons. Heck, I still have my playset of First Ed Ghost Rare Galaxy Eyes. It's and here's a card that like everybody's hyping up. I don't think it's anything particularly amazing, but anyways, Rampage with Eyes of Blue. God, I kind of wish this was a reference to the Red Chain from the original manga, although it kind of does look like it is. They're kind of set up in the same situation as the original, but I digress. So it's a quick play spell card. During the turn in which you activate this card, you cannot normal or special monsters except Blue Eyes White Dragon. Banish all cards in your hand, field, and graveyard face down, including this card. And if you do, special summon up to 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons from your deck. This card is high risk, high reward. If ideally your opponent's going to have a low attack monster or no monsters, and preferably no back row and no Ash Blossom, you can activate this, do 9,000 damage to your opponent with your 3 Blue Eyes, and well, that's game. The issue with this is its steep cost. You have to banish everything from your hand, field, and graveyard, including this card. I think it's funny how this is like one of the few cards that banishes a lot of stuff and includes itself. And then you get 3 Blue Eyes, but you can't do anything with them other than attack. And yeah, I get it. It's supposed to be them going on a rampage to destroy everything your opponent has and kind of just make them hate your life. But however, I don't think this card's particularly amazing. It is searchable thanks to one of the other new stuff in the set. I think that Gachapon kind of Blue Eyes support card, I think can search this card out if I remember correctly. It's a pretty good card in a vacuum. It feels like it's one of those in a vacuum OTK cards. You can do some shenanigans with it because there's no cost to activate it. Heck, not even this is a cost. It's part of the effect. It's like a Lure of Darkness, where that's a part of the effect, not the cost. So during your opponent's end phase, you could activate this and then get your Blue Eyes, get your draw. So you just have 4 cards and hopefully go from there. I will say this though, this card is an amazing top deck. If you top deck it, you have nothing on your field, nothing in your hand, and ideally none of your Blue Eyes is in your graveyard, but let's be honest here. Blue Eyes has so many ways of getting Blue Eyes on the field or into the hand or into the graveyard. Your Blue Eyes are going to be in the graveyard. But ideally, if you top deck this and you have nothing on field, nothing in hand, nothing in well, you have stuff in graveyard, but none of your Blue Eyes, you can banish this. You can activate this, banish everything from your graveyard, summon 3 Blue Eyes, and try to make a comeback. I like that. It's just not going to happen. It's like Goddess of Sweet Revenge. It's a cool card that is just not worth it. Moving on, we got an equip spell for Cyber Dragons that does not have Cyber in the name, so it is not searchable, which annoys me. So, Super Strident Blaze, it'll likely be called over here, or Eternal Evolution Burst. I don't know. They could go with the dub name or a sub name. They do that sometimes. They'll go with the sub name instead. I'm looking at you, Burst Stream of Destruction. Anyway, so, equip only to a machine fusion monster. Your opponent cannot activate effects during your battle phase. I love this. Your opponent cannot flat out activate anything during your battle phase. Oh, I equip it onto my Chimera Tech Rampage Dragon who can attack 3 times. You can't say anything during your turn. I mean, during my turn. At the end of the damage step, when the equipped monster destroyed an opponent's monster by an attack, you can banish a Cyber Dragon from your graveyard. Well, a Cyber Dragon monster from your graveyard. The equipped monster can attack another monster in a row. You cannot attack with other monsters during the turn in which you activate this effect. This card is really, really cool. I like it a lot. I just hate how it's not searchable in the deck. I guess you could play Hidden Armory technically because this deck, because Cyber Dragons, don't really care about their normal summon unless you're talking about Dry or Core. But aside from those two, they don't really care about their normal summon because, well, Cyber Dragon can just plop himself on the field. So, I don't know. I don't know how many I would play in Cyber Dragons. Obviously, in the Super Fusion build, like where you just want to fusion summon for days, yeah, it's kind of pretty obvious that you're going to want to play this. But the ratios is the thing that's kind of curious because, again, it's not searchable in archetype, which annoys me. This really should be called like Cyber Super Strident Blaze or something. I get it. It's an attack card, you know, like Burst Stream of I can't remember what Red Eyes' attack is off the top of my head, but Dark Magic attack, you know, stuff like that. Then moving on to the final card, Glowing Bowgun. So, fun fact, this card is a pun on Crow Hogun. Glow, Bowgun, Crow, Hogun, get it? Ha ha ha. This is how you do a pun. This is actually a good one. I like it. Also, it kind of looks like Crow. I mean, heck, the hair for the arrow, which, oh my god, this arrow tip is going to be turned into a sock. Like, gone freaking, what's his name? Legendary Fisherman. This hair, like, feather looks like Crow's hair. So, equip only to a Blackwing monster. You can only use the second and third effects of this card's name once per turn. The equipped monster gains 500 attack and defense. If the equipped monster destroys an opponent's monster in battle, you can discard 1 card from your opponent's hand. If this card is sent to the graveyard as a result of the equipped monster being used as a synchro material, you can add this card from your graveyard to your hand. This card screams Shura the Blue Flame. Like, okay, it equips it, it boosts it by 500 attack. Sure, can now get over more stuff. And, oh, hey, whenever you kill something, you get to discard a card from your opponent's hand as well. On top of using Shura's effect to special summon a good old Blackwing tuner from your deck. This is really good. I like it, but again, it features the same issue as Super Strident Blaze and the Abyss Actor Trap card over here. It's not searchable in archetype, which means, yeah, I don't know. Like, it's one of those cards where I'm not sure if you would even want to play it. It's definitely one of the better of the myriad of Blackwing support cards out there, but I don't know. Like, how many would you play it as? It's such a weird conundrum. I mean, heck, even Shura has completely fallen out of favor in a lot of Blackwing builds because he's just so slow. But I don't know. What do you guys think of this new card? And heck, what do you guys think of all these new cards in general? Personally, I'm really excited for this set in general. Mostly for the Abyss Actor and Cyber Dragon stuff, like, in all honesty. Oh yeah, and of course the good old Blackwing stuff. I'm a big fan of Blackwings. Need to revisit them sometime in the near future for Master Rule 4, because Master Rule 4 screwed them over like many decks. Yeah, can you tell that I still don't like Master Rule 4? Oh, God. So, guys, what do you guys think of these new cards? Are you excited for them? What's your overall thoughts? Do you think they did enough for the... do you think the new support in general out of this set did enough for their respective archetypes? Thank you all for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Have a great day. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. See you all later, and peace out.